Never had a bullet, but now you are the Box Family Stadium, so you're welcome. Thank you very much. Yeah, all the talking, all the pre-match plannings, and of course, all the tactical trainings have been done, and now this is the moment. It has come down to this game. It is Kunkujang friends for the first time ever who have been here some 12 months ago, and the people have traveled, and of course everybody is now set for this moment. For the past 1 week or so, there has been a lot of talkings, lots of, for Sibanor, they are decked out in royal blue shirt, white shorts, shortly we will allow the dignitaries to come in before the official kickoff, and then we will watch a game of a lifetime.
Ngoila ke kwa kana salu index le sayende.
Kwa mfele wewe.
You okay?
I'm okay.
Oh, get up.
Yeah, sit down.
Yeah, I'm good. Easy going. Yeah.
Kosa ni mebu.
Jara. Boy. Ide manyana tarlaje nyanda tarla far solia.
Illa wala. Mbola pa kal ko.
Nyinga. Nyanga tarla far solia.
Ala kadaja. Ala na deni ko tika. Ala kadaja ne.
Ah, jamu apa mo is better.
Yeah, so we have the chairman of West Coast Region, Mr. Yankuba Dabo, in our midst, and he will be leading the pre-match formalities. Honorable, you can. Yes, Sasha, you can. We have in our midst Ms. Senabu Chamtu, fourth Vice President of the Gambia Football Federation. We have Babukar Kamara, Communications Director at the GFF. We have our own President, Bakari Bojang, and his lieutenants. We have Samaketa, we have Karamu. Yes. To all our cameramen and women, I don't know, the rest are mobile phone men and women.
Ale full team list soto abe fo 11 o damma level so bari nyindo la no balti team do la no balti
Yeah, so this is just African. DJ, can you...
Yes. DJ, you can get set for the national anthem. Hold on. DJ, wait.
Universal sound.
All right, the two teams are set, and before the honorable takes the kickoff, we have the national anthem. We wait for the two teams. It will be good if all of us rise. The main stand, it will be good if all of us rise. We are about to...
Democracy.
Yes, democracy. It will be good for all of us to stand up at the Belacqua. Can we all rise for the national anthem? Democracy. Can we rise for the national anthem, please? All right, some are rising and others decided to sit down. But dig your set.
Sound, that thing up.
And now we want to witness history, the official kickoff of the 2025 Top Division West Coast Region Football Association final. And the chairman of the Brikama Area Council, Honorable Yankuba Dabo, will take the kickoff. And there you go. It's official. Now, we will also want to observe a 1-minute silence for the departed former president of the West Coast Region Referees Association, Mr. Keba Bojang. May his soul rest in perfect peace. Thank you very much, and may Ya Allah, who has the steerage of our cause, guide his sail to Jannah. And off we go. 2025, the ultimate game. Kunkujang Friends decked out in black and yellow, attacking from the basket lawn end of the ground against Sibanor in royal blue, white shorts and white socks, attacking from the democracy end of the ground.
Thank you very much, Lamin Jara, for those pre-match formalities. Hello, good afternoon, wherever you might be getting our voices and signals. Of course, it is Super Saturday. Super Saturday in the community of Brikama, West Coast Region, the Gambia. And of course, Boxbar Mini Stadium is the venue. It is the venue currently hosting the crucial and of course lively and grand final of West Coast Region 3rd Division, of course, between Kunkujang Friends and Sibanor United. Kunkujang Friends dressed in their colorful yellow and black shirts, black socks playing from our right to left from our commentary cabin, whilst the traveling boys of Sibanor in blue shirts, white shorts and white socks playing from our left to right. And in case you're just joining us, this is all coming to you live from the Boxbar Mini Stadium, live on LSTV at the Parliament Fati Kemo Kanye Sesida the Kujabi, of course Lamin Mane and Co, and you are just watching us live from the Boxbar Mini Stadium. And before going deep into the commentary, run down on the starting 11 for the home side. Kunkujang Friends, of course, in the last fixture against Sibanor United, got the better of the traveling boys of Sibanor in the group stages. Anyway, this time around is the final and grand final in the West Coast Region 3rd Division, and that was definitely very close. But before that, the flag of the assistant referee. Up against Kunkujang Friends, of course, is a brilliant start coming from the boys in black and yellow. Kunkujang Friends, of course, playing from our right to left from our commentary cabin. And before going deep into the commentary, a rundown on the starting 11 for the home side. Kunkujang Friends is currently starting with Musa Job in goal, Sunkaru Sise, Samba Ba, Katim Ture, Tijan Jata, Seni Baji, Matar Manga, Samsidin Jaju, Modlamin Sengor, Modu Jaju and Bakara Modrame completing the 11 for the boys of Kunkujang Sibanor United. United under the guidance of Ibrahim Kamara, having the assistance of Omar Baji. Is starting with Isaac Mendy in goal as usual. Landing Jaju team captain Omar Nyasi, Modu Sedi, Osman Kamara, Modlamin Jaju, Sunkaro Baji, Sana Nyasi, Bakari Kujabi, Abdullah Tamba, Francis Gomez. Oh yes, Francis Gomez of Asia Oceans is currently leading the line for the traveling boys of Sibanor United, and Francis, of course, leading the line. And in the semi-final, of course, of this year's semi-final of West Coast region, in the first semi-final it ended Misira United nil, Kunkujang Friends nil, and Kunkujang Friends advanced on post-match shootout, whilst in the game between Sibanor United and Gambinos ended 1-1 before Sibanor United advancing 4-2 on post-match shootout. Of course, we are back again at the Box Bar Mini Stadium. This time is a grand and huge final between Sibanor United and Kunkujang Friends. Kemo Kanyi, welcome. Of course, welcome back to the Box Bar Mini Stadium. We were here last weekend, of course, that was the semi-final, and this time around it is the final between Kunkujang Friends and Sibanor United.
Yes, one of the sides here will make their way to the second division prepared before coming into this. So it will be cleared whether it has to be, it is going to be rather Sibanor. That was a very, costly miscommunication between the Kunkujang Friends the defender and of course the goalkeeper, but Francis was penalized in the process. So as I was saying, so Sibanor, they were here last season, and then here again they are into the final. So will they learn from the past mistake that they had done in the last final, or are we going to see them again losing here? But I mean, Kunkujang for the first time coming into the final will also be hoping that yes, this is our first time, we have made our way up to the final. Why not we try to go on all out and then try to win this particular game, so we can just move on to the second division just as easy as that. So while Sibanor will be hoping that this is their second final, and then they will be hoping to win this particular one to make their way to the second division next season. But losing 2 finals in a row, will be very, very costly for Sibanor side, and then they wouldn't be prepared for that. So let's see what happens here, whether they will be able to win this final and then move their way to the second division next season, or are we going to see that of the Kunkujang Friend pull out the surprise here to qualify themselves to the second division next season?
Thank you very much, Kemo Kanyi, and later on we will surely gauge the reaction of a colleague and brother Sidat Kujabi, who is already with us at the commentary cabin, Lamin Mane and the rest of the team from the Box Bar Mini Stadium, and is of course live on LSTV at the commentary cabin for Lamin Fatih, just as I said earlier. Kemo Kanyi, Sidat Kujabi, Lamin Mane. Of course, we also have a colleague and brother Buba NK Ture, who has already joined us at the commentary cabin, and behind camera operations is Osman Kamara for LSTV. On the far side is Kunkujang Friends, currently leading the line. Of course, the center forward is Samsidin Jaju, who lost possession. Kunkujang Friends trying to start the ball in their own half. This time lost possession on the traveling boys, of course, of Sibanor United will now have the opportunity on the far side. Sibanor United will now rely on the left back. Of course, the left back will solely deliver that Sana Nyasi, who has been deployed on the left side of the defense for the Sibanor base club around the area. Sibanor, great possessive display. Can they get something from this time around? Trying to connect the run of Francis Gomez on the far side. The goalkeeper seems to have a hand, but this time the central referee waved in for a goal kick, and the referee is landing Enen Jaju, having the assistance of Ibrahim KM Sane. Walomba and Aliu Kamara is serving as the 4th assistant referee. From the Box Bar Mini Stadium in Brikama, of course, is the West Coast Region 3rd Division final. 3rd Division final, not only a final but a grand final between Kunkujang Friends and Sibanor United. Of course, the last fixture played between Sibanor United and Kunkujang Friends ended in favor of Kunkujang Friends, and these two sides played 4 matches between them, 2 won by Kunkujang or 2 won by Sibanor United. The order won by Kunkujang Friends, and they drew in the order to complete the list of 4 matches played between Kunkujang Friends and Sibanor United. Kunkujang Friends will try to penetrate. Can they get something? This time Sibanor on a defensive walk. Sibanor United trying to clear their line, block in there on the far side. Sibanor will now have the opportunity to benefit from a throw in deep in their own half. Sidat Kujabi, of course, is a lively game. Brilliant start coming from Sibanor United and Kunkujang Friends, but seemingly both sides are trying to be very much cautious here, and also looking at the turnout is definitely impressive.
Indeed, this is a finale, and as expected, both teams needed to approach the game with a high sense of concentration, focus, and then trying to perfect the job right. Like you earlier alluded, both teams have navigated their path, towards, the final stage of the competition, wherein, so many clubs have contested, and fortunately for these two teams, they emerge as the two finalists at the final stage of the competition, wherein each, the winner of the final would be the eventual ticket holder to go for the triangle. So basically it's going to be a game which requires a lot of concentration, focus, and then trying to execute everything perfectly as they are informed tactically and then technically in trying to effect the instructions coming into the gym. But then we have seen a very low tempo of gym or intensity as both teams are trying to play with a lot of caution, trying to narrow the space between the departments as they move from one department of the pitch to the other department of the pitch. But then the history between the two, Sibanor having the better of Kunkujang, but the last time the two meet, Kunkujang have a better results to that of Sibanor. So they know, this game would be not an easy encounter for both teams, and then the team that comes with a better, mentality, a better mindset into the game would eventually,
this time around into the gloves of the goalkeeper, and the goalkeeper lost it. And Kunkujang Friends came so close, and this time we'll try to launch another. Kunkujang Friends swept that ball around the area, caught out, and that's already a goal kick as signaled by the central referee landing Njaju. Back to you, Sidat Kujabi.
Indeed, the gym is already on flames, on fire. Like we have seen, Kunkujang showing a lot of ambition moving forward, and then creating those troubling moments for Sibanor, who are currently having a slow start into the game with limited firepower at the final third of the pitch. But then this is
10 minutes played.
that have within their midst one of the finest brilliant
Sibanor United
prodigies in West Coast in the name of Francis Gomez, who is in the field, and at any minute of the game he can be a game changer. So these are early moments, though Kunkujang having the better chance, but then it is way far away from over, and then Sibanor could eventually pull the strings and turn the whole atmosphere, and then it could be blue or it could go blue, black and yellow. But then let's wait and watch how the end of the minutes are going to unfold.
Thank you very much, Sidat Kujabi. Earlier on, Kemo Kanyi and at the commentary cabinet for Lamin Fati. Kemo Kanyi, Sidat Kujabi and Lamin Mane. Buba and Ture as well. Sibanor United, this time in their opposition, sir. Francis Gomez, the AC Hosen's new boy. And Sibanor United will now have the opportunity. Francis Gomez will have the opportunity. Francis on his tinted hairstyle on number 10 for Sibanor United, and I call him the Hosen's new boy. Around the center of the pitch, Sibanor will launch, spreads that ball, trying to connect the run of Francis Gomez. The central referee this time has already given the advantage to Kunkujang Friends, and it's an offside as signaled by the assistant referee Ibrahim KM Sane. And Sibanor United is currently having that huge fan base on the other end of the Boxbar Mini Stadium. Whilst very close to our cabin is another fan base, of course, the huge traveling supporters of Kunkujang Friends, who will be hoping to reach, of course, to represent West Coast region in the triangular, and equally Sibanor United. Already it is 0-0 from the Boxbar Mini Stadium live on LSTV1. Of course, it's an advantage Sibanor United. That seems to be a protest coming from the supporters and also the technical bench of Kunkujang Friends, who aren't happy with that decision from the central referee. But the central referee has the final say. Landing Njaju is the referee. Ibrahim KM Sane is one of the assistants. Walomba Aliu Kamara is serving as the fourth assistant referee. And we also have reserve referees in the name of Landing Jiba and Bakari Ture, who are currently serving as reserve referees. Kunkujang Friends will launch. Landing on a defensive work. Team captain controls that ball beautifully. Around the center of the pitch, Sibanor United spreads that ball on the right side. This is Nyasi who spreads that board forward, trying to connect the run of the center forward. Kunkujang Friends on a defensive mission. This time around caught out by Sunkaru Sise, who is currently serving as one of the central defenders. Lost possession. It is Sibanor United. Sibanor United, Abdullah Tamba on the far side, dropping that ball for Francis Gomez. Francis trying to test the goalkeeper from distance. That is indeed a diving header coming from the central defender, of course, coming from Kunkujang Friends, who are very much resolute at the back in trying to nullify every attempt being pushed by Sibanor United. It has been a lively contest, great atmosphere from the theatre. Box Bar Mini Stadium in Brikama is the venue, and the player Rasul, nothing given by the central referee. It is Sibanor United to attack. Francis Gomez, great back heel, caught out, and Sibanor United will try to regroup and will surely try to defend that ball, playing that ball short. Kunkujang Friends enjoying possession in their opposition's half, and you could hear the cheers coming from the supporters and landing the central defender. Trying to get that ball off the area. Rasul and nothing given, and cheers and shouts coming from the supporters of Kunkujang Friends. Kemo Kanyi, you could hear the cheers and shouts coming from the faithful traveling supporters of Kunkujang Friends, who are definitely in cheers, or definitely on top of their voices in cheering their boys to victory. On the other end of the pavilion is also another huge fan base behind the traveling boys of Sibanor United.
Yes, very well. You can see Kunkujang, they are having a very young side, and then they are also very good on the ball. So the way they are playing this, but I believe Sibanor, it is not going to be a problem with them, because they have beaten a team here that is almost, I mean, one would say the best when it tries to play possessive football, because they have beaten an academic team here that has been defeating a very big teams here. So coming and then playing against Kunkujang Friends here, though it is going to be a very difficult game for both sides, because we have seen both ends are pushing very well. Sibanor is also doing the job rightly, and then so as Kunkujang Friends as well. So let's see what happens here, whether it has to be the Kunkujang Friends or it has to be Sibanor to go home with the victory here. But solely we are going to have a goal that will separate these two sides here, and that will of course make way for one of the sides here to be playing in the triangles and then making their way to the final part.
It's an attack coming from Kunkujang Friends! And that's a goal! Modu and Kunkujang Friends have just taken the lead. Bakara Modrame broke the deadlock, and Kunkujang Friends currently leading by a goal to nil at the Box Mini Stadium. Bakara Modrame is the player.
Kunkujang Friends lead by a goal to nil. And Kamo Jama through the legs of the goalkeeper Isaac Mendy. Just like on match day one, they are taking the lead here at the box bar. 1-0.
What a moment at the theatre. Box Bar Mini Stadium. Kunkujang Friends just took the lead courtesy of Bakara Modrame, and Bakaramo's goal is the current difference, and the current difference at the theatre. Box Bar Mini Stadium into rapture. Sibanor United has just, Kunkujang Friends has just taken the lead at the Box Bar Mini Stadium, and Sibanor United, if they want to get something from this, needs to come from a goal down to possibly force this game to something. Currently it is Sibanor nil, Kunkujang Friends 1. Already is an infringement, and of course it's going to be a set piece for Sibanor United at a great position. Sesidat Kujabi, deadlock broken, and deadlock broken, advantage Kunkujang Friends. Of course the centre forward Bakara Modrame broke the deadlock to give the advantage to the travelling boys of Kunkujang. Of course they are currently leading by a goal to nil against Sibanor United.
Indeed, currently they have been the most threatening team, moving forward, taking the ball onto the opposition half since the first minutes of the game to the 15 minutes of the game. Kunkujang have been the most threatening team, moving forward. And then you look at the way and the manner that pass comes into the final third of the pitch, and then Karamu Drame, run into space, having a better pace to that of the defender and the team captain. He made no mistake. He knows where the goalkeeper is, and the goalkeeper trying to make himself as big as possible in trying to cover a lot of ground area, to protect the goal post. But Karamu, made no mistake. He just,
Francis Gomez! What a strike and what a save coming from the goalkeeper. That was definitely a beauty of a set piece coming from, of course, the AC Hosen's new boy, Francis Gomez. But the goalkeeper was just equal to that task. Say Sidat Kujabi, that was an incredible save coming from the netminder.
Indeed, what a save that was, and what amazing free kick that was coming from the young prodigy in the name of Francis. Francis is always is known for delivering amazing set pieces, especially in this kind of position.
Kunkujang Friends once again another opportunity, but already the flag of the assistant referee is up. And up against the traveling boys of Kunkujang, and that's another protest. Another protest coming from the set of supporters and also the technical bench.
Indeed, the game is getting much more intense and much more direct, as both teams are trying to take the game onto the opponent. It's like end-to-end stuff now, because Sibanor are trying to intensify the intensity of the game and change the total outlook of how they approach this game, because they knew currently they are a goal down and they can afford to allow Kunkujang bang that one goal advantage going into the lemon time. Like I said earlier, the goal that come from Bakaramo was just a top-notch clinical striking finish. It reminds me in the days of Ronaldo of Brazil, against Oliver Kahn of Germany, when he used to do those kinds of goal scoring, finishing. That's exactly how Bakaramu gets the advantage over the Sibanor goalkeeper to put it at the back of the net. Currently, I think Kunkujang Friends have been a better team, moving forward. But this game is far from over.
Kunkujang Friends has been the better side, but this game is far from over. Words of a colleague and brother, that Kujabi from the Box Bar Mini Stadium in Brikama.
20 minutes played here at the Box Bar. It's Kunkujang Friends 1, Sibanor 0.
And we have already played 20 minutes into the contest. Sibanor United trail by a goal to nil against Kunkujang Friends. Francis Gomez dribble pass one, looking for more. Francis now floats that ball, trying to reconnect the bicycle kick. Another opportunity, Sibanor United. That probably might have been goal of the tournament contender if Sibanor United was able to convert that. Back to Francis Gomez. Francis floats, caught out. Kunkujang Friends on a defensive walk around the center circle. Kunkujang Friends lost it. Sibanor United spreads it on the far side. Can they keep that ball in play on the far side? Trying to connect the run of the upfield players. Unfortunately, the goalkeeper for Kunkujang Friends just there in time to guide that ball off the area. Musa Job is the goalkeeper for Kunkujang Friends, and in the opposite goal post is Isaac Mendy for Sibanor United. And in case you're just joining us, this is all coming to you live on LSTV from the Box Bar Mini Stadium in the West Coast Region 3rd Division final between Kunkujang Friends and Sibanor United. And we have already played over 20 minutes. Kunkujang Friends 1, Sibanor United 0. Kunkujang Friends in this contest, starting with Musa Job in goal, Sunkaru Sise, Samba Ba, Katim Ture Tijan Jata, Seni Baji, Matar Manga, Samsidin Jaju, Modlamin Sengor, Modu Jaju, and Bakara Modrame completing the 11. And Bakara Modrame broke the deadlock to give the advantage to the boys from Kunkujang, and Kunkujang Friends currently leading by a goal to nil against the traveling boys of Sibanor United. And Sibanor United in this fixture is starting with Isaac Mendy in goal, Landing Jaju, Omar Nyasi, Modu Sedi, Osman Kamara, Modlamin Jaju, Sunkaru Baji Sana Nyasi, Bakari Kujabi, Abdullah Tamba, and Francis Gomez. The game is temporarily stopped as on the far side there is already a player down injured for Kunkujang Friends, and the central referee is very close to the scene, and the player in question is still receiving attention from the medics. Emokan, you have already played over 20 minutes into the contest, and Sibanor United trail by a goal to nil against Kunkujang Friends.
Yes, very well. Sibanor needs that they must fight for them to get themselves anything into this game. And then recently, we have seen them doing that. We have seen them coming up with a very with a high pressure onto the Kunkujan side, but and they were not lucky to get any goal into the back of the net on that occasion. So, but as the game moves, it is very much alive. So long the match continues to play, anything can happen. Sibanor can score as well, and then Kunkujan can as well add up their advantage. So let's see where the game is going to be heading at the end of the 90 minutes that is to be played here. But currently, I mean, it has been a very, very impressive performance from both sides, in both the leaders currently, that is Kunkujang, and also the team that they are, and also Sibanor. So we have seen now that Sibanor, in most of the cases, they will be playing long balls in trying to make it so that they have more balls in the area of the Kunkujang friends, because that's what you can do to get yourself a goal as well. And then we have also seen their star man Francis is also doing very well for them in the far end, and then he is by far the threat for this Kunkujang side as in the first 20 minutes that we have watched them play, in the first 22 minutes that we have already watched them play here. But they have other, I mean, very, very intelligent players in there. I mean, you talk of Abdullah in the far, and he is also, when he is on his day, he can create problems for any defender that he faces. So, but for now, let's see what happens here. But Kunkujang, they have been a very, very young team, and also, but it is a very, very composed team as well, Pa.
Thank you very much, Kemo Kanyi. Over 20 minutes played at the Boxbar Mini Stadium. Kunkujang friends 1, Sibanor United 0. Already the flag is up. Up against Sibanor, Kunkujang friends will have the opportunity. It has been a lively and brilliant force at 20 minutes between Sibanor and Kunkujang friends, and advantage is Kunkujang friends leading by a goal to 0, courtesy of centre forward, and of course the centre forward Bakaramo Drame broke the deadlock to get the advantage to the boys of Kunkujang, and Kunkujang friends is dressed in black and yellow, playing from our right to left from our commentary cabin, while Sibanor United in blue and white. Sibanor under the guidance of Ibrahim Kamara and Omar Baji, whilst Modu Jan and Samba Sise are on the dugout. Of course, on the dugout for Kunkujang friends is going to be another attack. Kunkujang friends on the defensive four, clears that ball desperately. Back to Sibanor. Sibanor trailed by a goal to 0. Kunkujang friends, can they hold on to this 1-0 advantage remains to be seen. Around the center circle, Kunkujang friends spreads that ball on the far side. Sibanor United on the defensive work. And Sibanor just there in time to cut that ball out. Central defender Omar Nyasi just there in time to get that ball off the area for Sibanor United, and it has been, of course, a busy technical area for both gaffers. Kunkujang friends having their gaffer around the technical area, and Ibrahim Kamara, who is of course the head coach of Sibanor United, and Ibrahim and his boys are currently trailing by a goal to 0. And in case you're just joining us, you are reminded that it is all coming to you live from the Boxbar Mini Stadium, live on LSTV at the commentary cabin. Parliament Fati, Kemo Kanyi, Sesidat Kujabi, Lamin Mane, Buba NK Toure and Co. Strong header. Sibanor United, that seems to be a clash. Sibanor trying to hold on to that ball. Player Rasul and rewarded by the central referee. Claps and cheers coming from the supporters of Kunkujang friends, who are currently on the advantage, leading by a goal to 0 against Sibanor United. Got the only goal courtesy of Bakaramo Drame, and Sibanor United, of course, in the semi-final defeated Gambinos after a trailing 1-1 scoreline before advancing on post-match shootout, while Misira United got defeated by Kunkujang friends, who are currently playing in the final. And of course, this year is of course the very first year Kunkujang friends having the chance to reach the semi-final and of course the final, and the winner will solely represent West Coast region in the triangle, of course, this year. Is it going to be Sibanor United or Kunkujang friends remains to be seen, but of course it is advantage Kunkujang friends. And in this year's West Coast region 3rd division, it was in Group A, Misira United who led the group. Second, Gambinos, Misira United accumulated 21 points. Second place, Gambinos on 20, Jam City on 3rd with 19, Sanyang 4th with 18, Berewuleng 5th with 17, Isohna 6th with 17, Tujereng United 7th on 14, Marakisa 8 on 13, GCA/BIA 13th or 9th on 13 points, Nema United Community on 10th with 10 points, Sukuta United on 7 points. And in Group B, Sibanor United led the group after accumulating 23 points, followed by Kunkujang friends. And the central referee is currently talking to Francis Gomez. I believe that must have been a retaliation from Francis. But anyway, the central referee has spotted that already. The central referee had the discussion with the player in question, Francis Gomez. Long one, coming from Kunkujang Friends, using the left side of the defense. Kunkujang Friends dressed in black and yellow, while Sibanor in blue and white. Ball being taken forward. The flag is already up. Up against Kunkujang Friends, and the number 10 on the far side, Modlamin Senghor, is penalized by the flag of the assistant referee on the far side. Of course, it has been a lively contest from the Box Bar Mini Stadium, and of course, it is live on LSTV1. Sesidat Kujabi, we must be impressed with the level of turnout here. This is community football, of course. Kunkujang Friends from a community, and equally Sibanor United from a community, and then people are definitely taking ownership. This is why they have just piled in here massively to watch this final between Kunkujang Friends and Sibanor United.
Indeed, the numbers are just great. West Coast is always known for when it comes to high number of turnouts. Whenever there is this West Coast competition, be it the third division or the zonal competition, numbers are always not a question when it comes to West Coast Regional Football Association. And looking at the way both teams are playing from a tactical point of view, I believe Kunkujang comes with a brilliant tactical masterpiece of how they are trying to approach this game. The organization, I think, is just spectacular. You see how they organize whenever they are moving forward. It's like Bakaramu Drame and then Samsidin Jaju, who are normally played up front, to trying to make sure they pin the two central defenders of Sibanor, not giving them the space or the freedom to spread the field wide, allowing the fullbacks to advance to a more advanced role in the opponent's dangerous areas. These mitigate the flow when it comes to the number of players that Sibanor normally take forward whenever they are taking progression forward. And then you see they try to congest the midfield, the central part of the pitch, in trying to make sure they dominate when it comes to numbers. When it comes to numbers in the central most part of the pitch, and then how they organize at their defense is just amazing. They normally play with 5 when they are without the ball. It's like they are playing with 3 central defenders, and then these central defenders would switch position whenever they are advancing forward. One of the fullback that is playing at the left fullback would be given the freedom to do the sergeant runs up front. Then the other central defenders would balance to give adequate security for the left fullback to advance forward, whilst the right fullback would stay for them to have 3 numbers whenever they are attacking. So even if they are attacking with numbers, still they have adequate security at the back. That is the number 4, and then the main central defender, and then the number 19 at the far right of the fullback. You see how they pair. Currently they have complete 4 whenever the attack is coming. So I believe tactically they got it right. This is why we are not seeing that freedom coming from the attackers in the name of Francis, and then the right wide attacker who done the number 6 for Abdullah Tamba for Sibanor. They're not having that freedom to exploit and then to depend on their skills on taking on defenders on one-on-one situation. So this is something that I believe the GAFA should have analyzed and trying to find solution, because this is what they are trying to avoid, not to give that freedom to the center backs to open up the field so that they can circulate the ball from one side of the field to the We wait to see how the government is going to analyze all these things to come up with a better solutions to these problems that are currently unfolding on the pitch.
Thank you very much, Sidat Kujabi. Earlier on, Kemo Kanyi, Lamin Mane at the commentary cabin, Buba and Ture. Of course, this is all coming to you live from the Boxbar Mini Stadium in the West Coast Region 3rd Division. And of course, it is the final, the grand final between Kunkujang Friends and Sibanor United. Kunkujang Friends defeated Missira United on post-match shootout, while Sibanor United got the better of Gambinos on a post-match shootout. And the Sibanor and Gambinos game ended in 1-1, whilst Missira and Kunkujang Friends ended 0-0 before both sides advancing on a post-match shootout. And it is currently the grand final between Kunkujang Friends and Sibanor United trailed by 1-0 against Kunkujang Friends. And the only goal scored in this contest so far came courtesy of Bakaramo Drame, and Bakaramo scored the only goal, and his goal is the current difference between Sibanor and Kunkujang Friends. Which of the sides will be advancing to the triangular remains to be seen. Currently advantage Kunkujang Friends. Kunkujang Friends, of course, under the guidance of head coach Ibrahim Kamara, as usual, is the head coach for Sibanor United, and Ibrahim having the assistance of Omar Abache. Lively contest from the theatre, Boxbar Mini Stadium in Brikama. Of course, it has been a great atmosphere, lively scenes, great atmosphere from the theatre, coming from the supporters of Kunkujang Friends and Sibanor United. Sibanor trying to possess that ball on the far side, ball being chested down, trying to unlock the defense. This time the centre forward and 19 Bakari Kujabi, who scored the other goal for Sibanor United in the 1-1 draw against Gambinos. Lost possession. Kunkujang Friends will build on. Ball being chested on the far side. Kunkujang Friends, player slips in the process. It's a throw in on the far side to the boys in blue and white. There is a player down and will be attended by the central referee, who is landing in Njaju. And landing in this contest is having the assistance of Ibrahim K.M. Sane. Walomba Aliu Kamara is the 4th assistant referee. The reserve referees are Landing Jiba and of course Bakari Toure. The game is on and it is also live, and the player on the far side is back on his feet. Landing central defender and team captain for Sibanor United. Switch the play from the left to the right. Sana is currently down. It's going to be an attack coming from Sibanor United. And Sibanor United, what are they trying to do? Into the gloves of the custodian Isaac Mendy. And the central defender Landing was trying to allow the custodian to come to the ball. Unfortunately, the central or the centre forward was just trying to advance in trying to get that ball of the central defenders. Currently 2 players on the ground, and 2 players currently on the ground for Kunkujang Friends. And already we having 2 players down injured for Kunkujang Friends, and shortly we will engage Lamin Jara, because he has been crisscrossing from Kunkujang to Sibanor, and then we're going to gauge his reaction as per the reaction of the people coming from Sibanor and also those in Kunkujang with regards to this contest. Jara, you've been to Kunkujang and also been to Sibanor. What has been the reaction when you visited these 2 sites?
Yeah, on both communities there is something that is similar, and that is the reception of the people and the belief that they have coming to the occasion today. Both communities were visited yesterday as early as 8 o'clock a.m. We were at the Sibanor training ground, and we had an opportunity to go right to Buyam and talk to some of the people, and all what they were waiting for was this day. And you could see it when they were coming, even the pictures. Some of them had to travel Gelegeles full from every corner of Fonyi to come and grace this occasion, because 12 months ago they were here and they said they left this box bar with tears running cheek, and today they are here to make sure that that is history, and probably get this one for their people. And when you go to Kunkujang, it was yesterday by this time we were exactly there. And you know what, I have never seen their training ground being crowded in terms of supporters as yesterday. It was just great. The fans, the people, elders, the community, the young people, the girls, the boys, they all came into the training ground, which was the final training session, just to add up the firepower. And today they have come here. You could see the box bar. Every pavilion is just full to the capacity. Most of the time in the 3rd division games, you can count the spectators, you can count the fans, but this is a different game because it's played on a different level, Pa.
Thank you very much, Lamin Jara. Earlier on, Sidat Kujabi, Kemo Kanye. Hello, good afternoon, wherever you might be getting our voices and signals. Of course, you most welcome and welcome to the Boxbar Mini Stadium in the grand final between Sibanor United and Kunkujang Friends. And currently, it is approaching half-time, and Kunkujang Friends currently leading by a goal to nil against Sibanor United. They got the goal courtesy of forward Bakara Modrame. Bakaramo's goal is the current difference between Sibanor and Kunkujang Friends. It's going to be a delivery on the far side. Kunkujang Friends will rely on the central defender, Sunkaru Sise, to deliver. Sunkaru urging his players to move forward. Number 4 on his back. Sunkaru launched that ball forward around the center circle. Strongly headed by Kunkujang. Or this time Sibanor United, can they get something around the 18 into the gloves of the netminder Musa Joban. Musa is of course the team captain and the custodian for Kunkujang Friends. And in the opposite goal post is Isaac Mendy for Sibanor United. Under the guidance, of course, Sibanor United of Ibrahim Kamara and Omar Baji, whilst Modu Jan and Samba Sise are on the technical area for Kunkujang Friends. Player Rasul, and this player, of course, Sibanor United will now have the opportunity to benefit from this set piece. Osman Kamara is the player who is playing as the holding midfielder for Coach Ibrahima Kamara and his boys. Ibrahima is very much busy around the technical area, giving instruction to his boys. Sibanor United floats that ball around the area. Ball being pointed away by the custodian and team captain. Currently having majority or almost every player of Kunkujang Friends behind the ball. Sibanor United floats. Francis Gomez trying to head. It's going to be an opportunity. Strikes comes in, never trouble the goalkeeper. And on the far side, it's going to be a corner, Sibanor United. Sibanor continue to search and search for an equalizer. Will they be able to get it? Is the biggest ambition and the question. And Francis Gomez on the far side will deliver that corner. 10 on his back. I call him the AC Horsens new boy. Of course, he was in Denmark, back in the Gambia, helping Sibanor United to gain promotion. And shortly, he will be back in Horsens, Denmark. This time around, Sibanor, another opportunity. Never troubled the goalkeeper. Ibrahim Kamara, very busy on his technical area, giving instructions. It has been a lively contest, great atmosphere, great contest from the Boxbar Mini Stadium between Sibanor and Kunkujang Friends. Of course, Kunkujang Friends will be hoping to reach the triangular, equally Sibanor United. Sibanor United last year played the final against Balosar. The team lost to Balosar FC on post-match shootout after a trailing 3-3 scoreline, and currently there is another player down, and Ibrahima Kamara is very much furious here. Sidat Kujabi, he is definitely very much furious. I think he believes Kunkujang Friends are trying to wind down the clock. Already another player down, injured once again.
Indeed, he must be furious in that on that occasion, because knowing what is at stake, currently, trailing by a goal down, and then he knows what the Kunkujang players and together with their technical team are trying to do. That is, to try to protect, that goal advantage that they have, in trying to, maintain this course as it is, taking the results as one goal advantage into the tunnel or the dressing room, and then, see what they can improve on coming into the second 45 minutes of this encounter. So if players go to the ground, in trying to buy out some time, give that moment for the players to breathe out, and then take in fresh airs, and then cool their heads, and trying to do the right thing whenever any danger comes into effect. Ibrahim must be furious in that occasion, because he knows this team is just stubborn, and they are doing the right job in the 45 minutes. And the best thing he could do is to turn the tide, around, to take the game to parity before going into the tunnel, and then that would give him enough environment to think, ahead and think better in trying to come up with better solutions into the second half, because in his head this is the second time in a row, and he cannot afford this opportunity coming, yet again very close, having lost it to Balosar, a neighbor team in Farawa, and yet again to Kunkujang, that would be a hard thing for him to swallow.
Thank you very much. A hard thing to swallow. Of course, it is currently advantage Kunkujang friends. Sibanor United need to score and possibly have the chance. To represent West Coast region in the triangular, but currently advantage Kunkujang friends. That seems to be a push and pull around the 18 of Sibanor United. It's going to be a delivery for the travelling boys of Kunkujang. Antijan Jata is currently on the ball. Two-man wall assembled by Sibanor United. We're currently having Modu Sedi and Francis Gomez. It's a delivery. Tijan to deliver. Floats that ball. This time partly caught out by Sibanor United. Francis Gomez, it moves the ball forward for Sibanor. Caught out by the travelling boys of Kunkujang friends. Another opportunity for Kunkujang to regain. Kunkujang friends enjoying this lender advantage. Leading by a goal to nil against Sibanor United. Kunkujang friends around the edge. Chips that ball further. Caught out by Sibanor United. Sibanor enjoying possession. Player in question Rasul. And the player Rasul for Sibanor United. And Sibanor will now have the opportunity. Courtesy of Sunkaru Baji. And Sunkaru leaving that ball for Omar Nyasi to take. Omar launched that ball forward. Trying to connect the run of the centre forward. Bakari Kujabi, who scored the only goal in the 1-1 draw against Gambinos in the semi-final. Francis Gomez now. This time timely clearance coming from the central defender, of course, of Kunkujang friends. And the central defender just there in time, Sunkaru Sise, to get that ball out. It's another opportunity. Sibanor United floats that. This time is another header. Who had the final touch is a corner. And corner for Sibanor, and Sibanor United continues to knock on the doors of Kunkujang friends in search for an equalizer. And Kunkujang friends will definitely be happy with going into lemon time with their noses in front. Will they be able to maintain the scoreline before the end of the first half? Remains to be seen, as Francis Gomez will solely deliver that corner on the far side. Is it going to be Sana or Francis? It's now the turn of Sana Nyasi. Francis has already handed the ball to Sana Nyasi, who is operating on the right side of the defense for Sibanor United. Sana Nyasi to deliver. We have Seni and Sana in this team. Seni is currently playing while Sana is on the bench. Seni floats that ball forward, caught out by Kunkujang friends. Kunkujang to start the play from their own half. From the right side of the attack to the left side of the attack. Kunkujang friends now trying to hold on to that ball. Trying to dribble past his marker. Trying to go solo. It is still Kunkujang friends, and you could hear the cheers and claps coming from the supporters of Kunkujang friends, landing the team captain, getting that ball partly around the center circle. Kunkujang friends regain possession, and the boys in yellow and black will solely launch on. The flag is already up and already up. This time against the only goal scored Bakaramo Sise, and Bakaramo penalized by the flag of the assistant referee. Sibanor United starting the play from their own half. The boys in blue and white. On the far side is Modu Sedi. Sedi Modu trying to connect the run of Sunkaru Baji. Sunkaru spreads it forward. This is Francis Gomez around the center. Francis spreads it wide on the far side. Caught out by Kunkujang friends, who are currently enjoying this lender advantage, leading by a goal to nil. Bakaramo Sise trying to hold on to that ball. Lost possession to Seni. It is now the turn of Sibanor United, and landing to his defensive partner. Omar Nyasi will start the play for Sibanor United, urging his players to move forward. It's going to be a chase on the far side. 3 minutes added on. 3 minutes added on.
Added minutes in this first half, and the scoreline still remains Kunkujang friends 1, Sibanor United 0.
We are now into 3 minutes of additional time. Kunkujang friends 1, Sibanor United 0 from the Box Bar Mini Stadium in Brikama. Of course, this is all coming to you live from the theatre, live on LSTV1 at the commentary cabin for Lamin Fati, Kemo Kanyi Sesidat Kujabi, Lamin Mane, Buba NK Ture. We also having Lamin Jara and Co. Of course, coming to you live from the theatre, live on LSTV1. Kemo Kanyi into the final 3 minutes of additional time at the Box Bar Mini Stadium. Kunkujang friends are trying to hold on to this slender advantage, while Sibanor United is fighting tooth and nail to at least secure a draw in the first period before heading to the halftime break.
Yes, very well. A more experienced Sibanor United side when it comes to this particular level of West Coast Regional 3rd Division are currently trailing here by a lone goal 2-0. So, but let's see. They have been pushing very well. They have been pushing very hard on top of on this Kunkujang friend side. But seemingly Kunkujang Friends, they are also very much organized, especially at the back, in trying to making sure that they defend what they wanted out of this particular game. And then they are doing this very well. But I mean, it's a game and also a game to be called a final, because we have seen every other ingredients here. You have seen goals, we have seen the position, we have also seen the talent into this particular game. So it's a very, very hard fought game between the two sides here. But it is far from over. There is another 45 minutes that is to be played, and then in addition to that, there is also, I mean, a minute or so to be played here before this particular first half ends here. But it has been a brilliant game altogether. I mean, we have seen every other thing that can make or can define a game a final here into this particular game part.
Thank you very much, Kemo Kanyi, into the final moments. Buba and Keture, you've almost watched the entire first period, and tell us first your reactions in this first half between Sibanor and Kunkujang Friends.
Yes, thank you very much. I think it's experience versus inexperience here. Sibanor are close, and Sibanor going to the tide. You may expect at least that Sibanor will be having easy ride. Last year they are here in the same position, and they managed to be the champions. And Kunkujang Friend, this is their first time they are playing a final. But Kunkujang Friend, the way they prepare for this game is absolutely good, because they know that it had been 6 years there in the third division, and this is a great opportunity for them at least to showcase their talent, and this is a platform for them at least to make to the triangular, and this is exactly what they are doing. I'm not surprised to see them at least going, because this team has been trained for quite a long time. They have been dedicated exactly what they have been doing, and the goal scorer Karamo Drame alias Doske is another starlet, another good player. So it'll be an interesting game. I think this is a great opportunity for Kunkujang Friend. Let's see exactly what will happen for Sibanor United. But Sibanor United are not having the best game for me. Absolutely, the way they are playing today is not definitely eye-catching for me. And let's see exactly what Ibrahim Kamara, the gaffer of Sibanor, will do in the second half to see whether a fresh leg will be the answer to this game. But the way the game is I think Kunkujang Friend is the better team in the first half.
Thank you very much, Buba NK Ture, earlier on Seshidad, and of course Kemo Kanyi. And already there is a player, and there is a player down injured for Kunkujang Friends. And Kunkujang Friends having a player down, and another player down injured for Kunkujang Friends, and the medics will come to the rescue, and the players are now urging the medics to get back. Already the medics will come to the rescue of the said player. The medics will surely come to the aid of the said player, and the player will surely move off the field with the medics into the final moments of this crucial and lively game. Box Bar Mini Stadium is the venue. Box Bar Mini Stadium, of course, the theater of entertainment, situated in the heart of Brikama, West Coast region, the Gambia, and of course this game is also live on LSTV1. At the commentary cabin, Parlament Fati, Sesidat Kujabi, Kemo Kanyi, of course Buba NK Ture, Lamin Mane, Lamin Jara and Co. Special thanks to all our followers currently watching us live on LSTV1. Of course, special thanks to the followers on the Facebook channel, and equally those monitoring us live on the YouTube channel as well. It is currently Sibanor United 0, Kunkujang Friends 1 at the Box Bar Mini Stadium around the center circle, and there we go. It is halftime. Halftime from the Box Bar Mini Stadium.
Here at the Box Bar. On Saturday, the 21st of June 2025, in this third division final between Kunkujang Friends and Sibanor United. And Kunkujang will be going into that tunnel having their noses in front. Pakaramo Drame in the 14th minute. Therefore, Kunkujang lead by a goal to 0.
It is half time, and it is half time at the Box Bar Mini Stadium in Brikama. And of course it is half time between Sibanor United and Kunkujang Friends. Half time between head coach Modu Janya and Ibrahim Kamara. And of course it is half time from the theater, and it is half time in the West Coast region third division final. Third division final between Sibanor United and Kunkujang Friends, has just taken the lead at the theatre, leading by a goal to nil, courtesy of Bakaramo's lone goal, and Bakaramo's goal is the current difference, and it is the current difference at the theatre between Sibanor and Kunkujang Friends. Of course, this is where we are going to have a halt on the live commentary. Solely we will hand the mic to Saliu for some reactions against or between Saliu and some of our members at the commentary cabin. But already we can confirm Saliu is already here, and he will be taking us through as far as the halftime analysis and some other reactions are concerned. Until then, we're going to have a halt on the live commentary, and then do join us for the continuation of the live commentary in the next 15. Until then, do join Saliu Jallo and the rest of the team for some reactions.
who are behind in this final will attack from the basket lone end of the ground in royal blue shirt, white socks and white socks. Off we go.
Welcome back to the Box Bar Mini Stadium for the continuation of the live commentary in the game between Kunkujang Friends and Sibanor United, the final of West Coast Region 3rd Division. Sibanor United 0, Kunkujang Friends 1, of course, in the final, and it is all coming to you live from the Box Bar. Box Bar Mini Stadium is the venue, of course, that is currently hosting the crucial and lively game between Sibanor and Kunkujang. And Sibanor United will now have the opportunity to deliver a corner. Francis Gomez will deliver this corner for the boys in blue and white. Second half, and of course it is the beginning of the second half. Kunkujang Friends getting the advantage, leading by a goal to nil against Sibanor United under the guidance of Ibrahim Kamara. Francis Gomez to deliver. Francis, crowded penalty area. This time crossing header! What a strike and what a header coming from Sibanor United. Timely saved by the netminder. That was indeed a great header. Of course, a great assist coming from Sibanor United's centre forward Francis Gomez. And Francis Gomez, anyway, the central referee has already ordered Francis to come back. What is really happening? Anyway, there's currently that discussion between Sibanor United and Kunkujang Friends, and Francis Gomez is around the area. That's already a yellow card, and that's a yellow card for Francis Gomez. And Francis Gomez will deliver this corner for Sibanor United, who trail by a goal to nil against Kunkujang Friends. The Kunkujang base club currently enjoying the 1-0 advantage at the Box Bar Mini Stadium. It is few minutes into the second half. Kunkujang Friends 1, Sibanor United 0. Francis Gomez to deliver. Gomez Francis. The AC Horsens new boy floats that ball. It's a low one, caught out. On the far side is Sibanor United. Spreads that ball back to Francis Gomez on the far side. And Francis looking for options, trying to dribble past his marker. Getting that ball short to Nyasi, who is operating on the right side of the defense for the boys in blue and white. This is Sibanor United. Back to the custodian Isaac Mendy. Isaac in his red colors. To the central defender landing. Sibanor United urging its players to move forward. It's going to be another opportunity. Sunkaru Baji floats that ball, and this time wouldn't trouble the custodian and the goalkeeper for Sibanor United. This time around is Kunkujang Friends. And there is another player down. Another player down injured. Probably, Sesidat Kujabi. Is it a time-wasting tactic? Anyway, this is where we've seen Ibrahim Kamara being very much furious. And it's another player down injured for Kunkujang Friends. And any moment from now, we're going to see another substitution. Another substitution coming from Kunkujang Friends, and this time it is Babukar Gay. And Babukar Gay is, of course, a young player. Of course, he seems to be a star player. Buba Nketure.
Yeah, for the past 3 years, he's the top scorer in the Kunkujang Ketea tournament. The least goal he scored in the tournament is 8 to 9 goals. Young baller who is scoring at the UTG. This boy is good in both. And let's see exactly what he can offer today. Is the boy playing for the Miami City of Kunkujang Ketea.
Babukar Gay will be introduced for Kunkujang Friends any moment from now. But before that, we will surely have a delivery coming from the netminder, Kunkujang Friends Musa Job. And he doubles as the team captain. In case you're just joining us, this is all coming to you live from the Box Bar Mini Stadium, live on LSTV1 at the commentary cabin Parliament Fati. Kemo Kanye, Shashidat Kujabi, of course Buba Nketure, Lamin Mane and Co. Of course, a player Rasul for Sibanor, and the player wouldn't waste any time further because Sibanor United is currently trailing by a goal to nil against Kunkujang Friends, and the player in question is Babukar Gay, and Babukar Gay will be introduced any moment from now. It is Kunkujang Friends once again around the center of the pitch. Kunkujang regain possession, spreading that ball further, caught out by Sibanor United. Modu Sedi, who has been deployed on the left side of the defense, spreads it ball on the far side for Nyasi. Nyasi trying to connect the run of Francis Gomez up front. Kunkujang Friends clears on the far side is a throw in, and it's going to be a throw in and of course a substitution.
Friends. Number 9 Samsidin Jaju is already injured and out, and in comes number 22 Babukar Gai.
Babukar Gai introduced for Kunkujang Friends, and Kunkujang Friends leading by a goal to nil against Sibanor United. Osman Kamara Sibanor trying to unlock the midfield. He's currently playing as the holding midfielder to the central defender Omar Nyase. Omar spreads it forward. A ball being chested down. Kunkujang Friends to start the play from their own half. But already is an infringement as signaled by the central referee, and the referee is landing Enen Jaju. Ibrahim K.M. Sane is the fourth assistant referee. Walomba second assistant referee, and the fourth assistant referee is Aliu Kamara. And of course we're having two reserve referees in the names of Landing Jiba and Bakari Toure, who are currently serving as reserve referees, and the custodian for Kunkujang Friends Musa Job to deliver in his orange colors. Long and high one. Nyasi heads that, trying to drop that ball for the center or the central midfielder Omar Osman Kamara. It is Modu Sedi who picks possession for Sibanor United. Sibanor United, and the flag is already up. And up against Bakari Kujabi, who scored in the trailing 1-1 scoreline against Gambinos, and of course this time being penalized by the flag of the assistant referee on the far side. Sibanor United trail Sesirat Kujabi. We have seen great possessive display, and of course a high pressing contest coming from Sibanor and Kunkujang Friends. Of course both sides picking it from where they left it. Kunkujang Friends hoping to either secure a victory in either holding on to this 1-0 advantage if they can have more goals, while Sibanor United will definitely want to score and possibly have the chance to get another goal in having the chance to possibly get to this year's triangular, a position that they failed to reach last season.
Indeed. At the moment, what Kunkujang need to do, I think they are definitely doing that job perfectly. They are currently the team that is leading, and then this is a final. You don't need that higher scoring margin to be crowned as the champion. One not if you can secure that goal advantage, you are definitely going to be crowned as the champions of West Coast, and this is what they are trying to do. You can see now they are trying to play with limited spaces between the departments, especially when it comes to the defensive part of their organization. You can see they are playing with 3 central defenders whenever they are attacking in numbers, and whenever they are on a defensive responsibility, you can see they are playing with a high number of players within their defensive organization. You have 5 players normally giving that security to the goalkeeper, who is like a spectator in the first 45 minutes of this encounter. But in this second early minutes of the 45 minutes, he has been the busiest goalkeeper, because Sibanor knows that if there is a moment that they need to go out on hunting and get something out of this game, it can be better timing than now. This is the best moment for them to go out, get something out of this game, probably restore parity, or eventually exploit any eventual opportunity that they could to add onto their tally. But then so far, the way Kunkujang are playing, the tactics, the organization, the discipline, how they play with the ball and without the ball is just, something that have definitely, caught my amusement. And I believe tactically they have got it right. And the concentration level of the players have been at a very, very high level. And that is what is required in these crucial stages of the competition. You see the number 14, who is the main pillar of the defensive organization, have been very, very instrumental for this Kunkujang team in the name of Samba Ba. I think his IQ into the game, the way he analyzes what the opponent are trying to do, and to coordinate and organize the rest of the defense line to make sure they maintain that solidity, that
substitutions for Sibanor United. Number 8, Sunkaru Baji will come out for number 7, Seni Nyase. Mahares they call him.
That rigidity at the heart of their defense is just spectacular. Look the way they organize whenever they are playing without the ball. The numbers or the men behind the ball is definitely something that I believe they got it right, and Sibanor definitely needs to improve the way they circulate the ball, the way they move the ball, the urgency whenever they are attacking definitely needs to improve. When they are taking the ball onto the final third of the pitch, they need to do with utmost urgency to break between the lines of their defensive organization. If not, the results is going to stay as it is, and the likes of Francis needs to get too much of ball to produce that individual brilliance into the game, take on defenders 1 or 2 or 3 players so that they can subtract the men, giving that security to the goalkeeper, and eventually deliver those final balls into the 18-yard where the strikers can run into space and do the damage. If not, the results is going to stay as it is. And Kunkujang I can tell you they definitely have a game plan, and the game plan is working for them.
Kunkujang Friends is currently having a game plan, and the game plan is definitely working out for them. On the far side and around the center circle, it is Sibanor United. Nyase dropping that ball short. Francis Gomez, who turns beautifully, trying to look for options, trying to test the goalkeeper from distance. And Francis Gomez with a decent one, but this time never troubled the custodian. And Kunkujang Friends wouldn't be in any hurry, currently leading by a goal to nil against Sibanor United. And Sibanor is of course dressed in blue shorts, white shorts and white socks, whilst Kunkujang Friends in black and yellow shorts, black shorts and black socks. Kunkujang Friends under the guidance of under the guidance of Modu Jan Rada, and Jan is having the assistance, of course, the assistance of Samba Sise. Whilst on the dugout for Sibanor United is Ibrahim Kamara and Omar Baji. It's Sibanor to benefit from a throw-in. Modu Sedi playing that ball short. Sibanor United short forward. Is that going to be a foul? Given, of course, by the central referee. And boost coming from the faithful supporters of Kunkujang Friends, and Sibanor United will have the opportunity. Player in question, Rasul, is Abdullah Tamba, and Abdullah is being awarded by the central referee at a great position. And Francis Gomez to deliver crowded penalty area for Kunkujang Friends, who are trying to protect this 1-0 advantage. Crowded penalty area. Francis Gomez currently on the ball. 2-man wall assembled by Kunkujang Friends. Francis floats that this time. And Sibanor missing that opportunity, landing the central defender. Nyasi regained possession. Back to Omar Nyasi. Omar from the left trying to connect the run of Francis Gomez. Francis, and the final touch Kunkujang Friends. And it's a throw in Sibanor United. Francis Gomez is currently on the ball, getting that ball to Modu Sedi. Modu Sedi trying to look for options around the center, or this time around the 18-yard of Sibanor or Kunkujang Friends, and already is an infringement. That's an infringement, and there's a player down, and the player in question is Matar Manga. And in case you're just joining us, this is all coming to you live from the Box Bar Mini Stadium in the West Coast Region 3rd Division Final. Kunkujang Friends 1, Sibanor United 0. Kunkujang Friends in this contest started with Musa Job in goal, Sunkaru Sise, Sambaba, Katim Ture Tijan Jata, Seni Baji, Matar Manga, Samsidin Jaju, Modlamin Sengor, Modu Jaju, and Bakaramo Drame, and Bakaramo scored the only goal, and his goal is the current difference. Modu Sedi floats that ball forward. Sibanor United, and the ball eludes every other player. On the far side is a goal kick, and Kunkujang Friends wouldn't be in any hurry. Sibanor United starting with Isaac Mendy in goal, landing Jaju, Omar Nyasi, Modu Sedi, Usman Kamara, Modlamin Jaju, Sunkaru Baji, Sana Nyasi, Bakari Kujabi, Abdullah Tamba, and Francis Gomez. Of course, we have a substitution when Sunkaru Baji was taking off and being replaced by another Nyasi brother, in the name of Seni. On the far side is a long and high one. Ball being headed. Sibanor United, Modu Sede heading that ball forward, trying to connect the run of the upfield players around the center of the pitch. Sibanor United dressed in their blue colors. Is that going to be an infringement given by the central referee? Sibanor United desperately in need of an equalizer. Will Sibanor United be able to? And that's going to be a yellow card. That's a yellow card. That's a yellow card for the right back at number 13, Katim Toure of Kunkujang Friends. And he has received a yellow from the central referee, Landing Enenjaju. Of course, a lively moment, great atmosphere, great ambience from the Box Bar Mini Stadium. Francis Gomez is currently behind the ball, Sibanor. Francis floats that ball forward, trying to connect the run of upfield players. This time it's a clearance, Kunkujang Friends. Francis not the least happy, urging his players to move forward. It is Nyase. Seni Nyase, who came on as a substitute for Sibanor United. It's a busy very busy technical area for head coach Ibrahim Kamara. He has been very busy right from the beginning. And also on the technical area for Kunkujang Friends is the head coach Modu Jan and his assistant Samba Sise. Sibanor United launch. Already is an infringement. On the far side, Sibanor to benefit from Seni to Sana, or from Sana to Seni. It is Seni now. Seni Nyase. Seni trying to switch the play from the left to the right. Ball being partly headed out. Modu Sedi around the edge to Landing, the team captain, trying to test the goalkeeper from distance. And the goalkeeper is equal to it. Musa Job is the custodian, Kunkujang Friends. Landing, heading that ball. Kunkujang Friends regain possession. Miscommunication. Bakara Moses, who scored the only goal in this contest. Moving that ball forward for Kunkujang Friends, urging his fellow players to come forward. Landing, trying to get that ball off the feet of the player. Back to Kunkujang Friends, trying to unlock the defense. Player wrestled and rewarded. This time around the player and midfielder penalized by the central referee. Modu El Jaju is the player in question for Sibanor United. And of course, time is definitely running out. And running out for Sibanor United as Kunkujang Friends is still holding on to that 1-0 advantage. Kemo Kanyi, time might not be on the side of Sibanor United, as Kunkujang Friends is definitely trying to hold on to this 1-0 advantage.
Yes, very well, but the game, you can see the game approach for Sibanor has changed into the second half here. They are now playing more of the long ball than they were doing in the first half, and also they are now playing quicker football than they were doing in the first half. So that tells you what their discussions might be centered on during the halftime break. So they are doing very well as of now. Sibanor United, they have been given every energy to this particular game, so they will get themselves an equalizer. But kudos to that of the Kunkujang Friends as well. They are very much defensively, they are very much organized, and also when they are having the ball, they try to make sure that they attack and then try to exploit the defense line for this particular Sibanor United side. But nonetheless, it has been a great game since the commencement of the second half. Rather, already we are now into the 18th minute of the second half here. It is still Kunkujang Friends 1 and then Sibanor United 0 as of now. But Abdullahi, he is now having a more improved game compared to his performance in the first half. And then if he continues to play like this, helping Francis on the forward, on the attacking front for the Sibanor United side, I believe that will yield a very good result for the Sibanor side. But nonetheless, Kunkujang as well, they are doing very well. They have just brought in their youngster Gay, who is also one of the players that they can rely on. He is very, very intelligent player. I watched him play here in the semi-final. He's a very, very young player, but also has a very, very good talent into the game. So you can see the way they are approaching this game. Kunkujang, they are now allowing this Sibanor United side to knock the ball here and there, while they will also try to making sure that they close up every other guy. Utilize and then punish them with that. But it has been a great performance for both first and second half. It's just that the Sibanor are now more ambitious than the first half than first half they were playing. They are now playing more of the long balls and then trying to have more balls into the area of Kunkujang Friends. With that, they will be able to create some meaningful opportunities for themselves and then try to capitalize on that. And Francis also, during the course of the second half, we have seen him doing so many very good deliveries inside the 18-yard area for the Kunkujang Friends. It's just that his players are not capitalizing on those very good deliveries that he is making into the 18-yard area. But he has been doing very well for the Sibanor United side, Francis. And then they also are having a free kick in the far end. Then he is given the responsibility as well in that particular area to again deliver that for the Sibanor United side. But I mean, Kunkujang, they need to should avoid.
In the second half is still 1-0 Kunkujang Friends.
Such a very good deliveries from Francis. Otherwise, it is not going to be good for them. You have seen him doing so many deliveries here, and then here he tries to go on solo, and then this is what you need to do sometimes because he has delivered so many good deliveries inside the area, but his players are not capitalizing on such. Otherwise, it would have been already 2-1 to the Sibanor United side. But nonetheless, it is football. Chances are created, and then they will be squandered. So let's see where the victory is going to be heading to. Let's see which of the teams here will be representing the West Coast region in the Triangle Spa.
Thank you very much. And which of the sides will be representing Francis Gomez around the area? This time, Francis Gomez! Francis Gomez! What a comeback, and what a comeback from the Box Family Stadium! What a goal from Francis Gomez!
He pierced through the defense, and for the fifth time this season, Kunkujang Friends defense has been pierced through. Thank you. It's back to where we started. It's 1-1 at the box bar, and Francis Gomez has pierced through the defense of Kunkujang Friends to hammer home for the leveler, and it's 1-1.
What a goal and what a strike from the sensation Francis Gomez. It has all the ingredients of an incredible goal. Sesidan Kujabi. Look at the composure, the calmness after receiving that ball. Of course, no wonder he is one of the most experienced players here, Francis Gomez.
Here as the second best defensive team in the third division.
Indeed, it takes individual brilliance of a player to produce such a magnificent and a world-class finish coming from the young sensational in the name of Francis Gomez, who donned the number 10, who stood up as one of the star players for this Sibanor team to produce that amazing run into space, and then made no mistake as he plays it at the back of the net to bring Sibanor back into the game. And we need to give credit to Coach Ibrahim Kamara for that. Without the ball, Francis has been, double digit whenever he is with the ball. Then he switched him into the centralmost part of the pitch, wherein, he tried to create that more freedom or space for the young prodigy in the name of Francis to have more balls and then to run into space. And eventually, that's exactly what he did. And based on his individual brilliance and quality in him, he made no mistake to put that ball at the back of the net. And now, the team with a better, mentality towards these last 20 minutes of this game would eventually, come out as the victorious team, because Kunkuja were trying to do what it needed to be done right. But in the first 20 minutes of the second half, Kunkujang have definitely upped their game, and then they engineer a strategy wherein they can unlock the defense line of Kunkujang, who have been stubborn during the
Substitutions
course of the game.
for Kunkujang
And finally,
friends.
they have unlocked the defense line. Now they are 1-1 at level. Now it requires the team with a better mentality, with a better confidence.
Number
with
8,
a
Musa
better,
Sanyang. It's all square. Here at the box
with a
bar.
better
1-1.
right mindset, to take charge of this game. And at the time wherein Sibanor pulled the leveler is indeed a perfect time for them, almost midway into the second half. Now they have played with a lot of confidence, lot of belief, lot of desire, lot of courage to go out on hunting, and probably to add onto their goal tally. And now the technical team that is receiving more pressure turns to be not Sibanor but Kunkujang, because these are moments wherein they are very crucial in the game. And now if Ibrahim managed to get the best of his technical brilliance against his counterpart technician, that's where the game is going to be. But if the Kunkujang Gaffer also was able to master his calm and then get the best of his mindset to try to inject more technical inputs into the game, is definitely going to help Kunkujang and his charges part.
Thank you very much, says Sidat Kujabi. Of course, lively from the box bar. Sibanor United spreads it further into the gloves of the goalkeeper Musa Ajoub. And there is already a player down. Abdullah Tamba is currently down for Sibanor. Another player down. Back to the advancing player Modu Sedi, who spreads it further. Sibanor United trying to reconnect Modu Sedi. Spreads it on the far side. Strongly headed out by Kunkujang friends. Kunkujang friends will build on to that attack around the center circle. It's now an opportunity. The young and incoming player, can he get something from this? That's an infringement. A signal by the central referee Landing and Charju. And Landing is having the assistance of Ibrahim K.M. Sane. Walomba Aliu Kamara is the fourth assistant referee, and the two reserve referees are Landing Jiba and Bakari Toure. And of course, if there is no winner in this contest, the game is heading to a replay. If it stays like this, it's going to be a replay to decide the winner between Sibanor and Kunkujang friends. Anyway, that is the decision from the organizing committee of West Coast Region Football Association. It's currently an advantage, and of course it's an announcement from the organizing committee of the bachelors and married men. I am asked to inform everybody that after this contest is going to be a clash between the married and the bachelors at the Box Bar Mini Stadium in Brikama immediately after the contest between Sibanor United and Kunkujang friends. Anyway, up next, bachelors and married men. Another delivery. Kunkujang friends, but this time never troubled the goalkeeper from Modlamin Senghor. Modlamin Senghor is the player. Number 10 on his back for Kunkujang friends. And his superb delivery never troubled the goalkeeper. And Sibanor United will rely on Isaac Mendy, the custodian, dressed in his red colors, and Landing, the team captain and one of the central defenders for Sibanor, will surely have the chance to start the play from their own half. It is currently Sibanor United 1, Kunkujang friends 1. Kunkujang friends broke the deadlock courtesy of Bakara Modrame before Francis Gomez bringing parity to this contest. Francis Gomez getting the equalizer. Bakara Modrame broke the deadlock for Kunkujang friends. Francis Gomez, of course, the new boy of AC Horsens. With that calm and composed delivery, got the advantage to get this game to parity at the Box Bar Mini Stadium. Francis Gomez 10 and Bakara Modrame 11. Of course, getting goals for Kunkujang friends and Sibanor, and it is definitely lively. Live on LSTV1 at the commentary cabin, Lamin Fati, Kemo Kanyi, says Sidat Kujabi, Buba NK Toure, Lamin Mane and Co. It's a strong challenge coming from the defender, Landing, who lost possession. Kunkujang friends around the center circle. It's going to be another clearance on the far side. Nyase. Sana Nyase. Sana trying to get that back heel. Dropping that ball short. Around the center of the pitch. Sibanor United regain possession, urging the players to move forward. It is now the opportunity. Usman Kamara, Usman to Modu Sedi, around the edge of the 18. Sibanor United, is that going to be the second goal? Sibanor United strikes and been blocking there by Kunkujang friends. Lively contest, another delivery, another opportunity. Strike comes in, over the crossbar. What a moment, what an atmosphere from the Box Barbieri Stadium. What an atmosphere from the theater. What are we saying? Sibanor United continue to search, and this time searching for a winner. The other time they were searching for an equalizer, this time searching for a winner. 15
minutes of normal time remain, and it's Kunkujang Friends 1, Sibanor United 1.
Indeed, they have been, very, very rejuvenated in the last 20 minutes of this encounter. After the goal, Sibanor now have every reasons to believe now, they can go all out, to keep on attacking, and then, to see where they can break through between these stubborn defensive Kunkujang backline, who have been very amazing in the first 45 minutes of this encounter. But then the pressure have been, very intense, and the magnitude of the game have definitely rise. And then you can see the desire, from these finalists in the year that is Sibanor, trying to make what was right in the year that was, and this time around against this Kunkujang team, who have been very amazing in the first 45 minutes of the game. And then Sibanor knew, they definitely needs to up the game, needs to improve on how they circulate the ball, how they take the attack onto the opponent, and by doing so, you can see their left full back have been very, very involved in the game, and that is
substitutions for Sibanor United.
Modu Sedi of Sibanor have been very, very instrumental in the way Sibanor play in this second 45 minutes of the game. He's doing a lot of sergeant runs whenever Sibanor are taking the ball onto the opponent half, and this give them that ability to send more numbers into the 18-yard, because whenever Mudlamin Sedi is doing those sergeant run up front or surging forward, you can see the left flank who done the number 9 add onto the strikers to give them more numbers into the 18-yard, and that's where I believe Sibanor got it right compared to the first 45 minutes, wherein Kunkujang always outnumber them when it comes to numerical advantages within the dangerous areas. But now you can see every defender is man marking an opponent in the 18-yard compared to the first 45 minutes of the game. I think that's where the difference is, and kudos to Ibrahim for analyzing and reading what was happening in the game and reacting to it positively. Now he has the upper part of the game, but then Kunkujang, they have nothing to lose. If I am the gaffer, I'll definitely make sure I contain this Kunkujang team, trying to frustrate them as much as I could. If I have an opportunity to launch an attack, add. If I couldn't, I maintain the score as it is, knowing that I can gamble my way out at the spot kick. Let's see what will happen, and like the organizers would say, the first finale, if it ends as it is, we are going to witness a rematch, and as things stand, I believe we are going to witness another rematch.
As things stand, it's going to be a rematch. Of course, it's going to be a rematch between Kunkujang Friends and Sibanor United. But hold on, that will happen if only Sibanor and Kunkujang Friends aren't able to score. Anyway, is that going to be Are we going to have a winner coming from Kunkujang Friends, or Sibanor remains to be seen? On the far side, it's going to be a throw in, and of course, there is a specialist on the ball currently, urging the rest of his players to move around. It's going to be a strong one. But before that, the central referee is now urging to players to stop what they are doing. That seems to be a push and pull. It's a strong one. Kunkujang Friends into the gloves of the custodian. It's an advantage Sibanor in their own half. Sibanor United won. Kunkujang Friends won. Sibanor lost possession. Can he get something from that? Trying to hit that ball from that angle. Kunkujang Friends trying to dribble past his marker. Francis succeeds. Dribble past one, looking for more. Francis Gomez, who got the equalizer, spreads that wide on the far side. It is Sana Nyase. Sana on the far side, looking for some penetration, looking for option. Spreads it, trying to reconnect Francis Gomez. Francis looking for options, spreads it backwards. Sibanor United. Can they get something from this? Strike comes in. Over the crossbar. Goal kick. And of course it's a goal kick to Kunkujang Friends. Time definitely running out. And this time running out for both sides. Kunkujang Friends and Sibanor United. And if the game should stay like this, it's going to be a rematch between Kunkujang Friends and Sibanor United in the West Coast Region 3rd Division. In the West Coast Region 3rd Division from the Boxbar Mini Stadium in Brikama. I am seemingly losing my voice. Anyway, it is a clearance Sibanor or Kunkujang Friends. Sibanor penalized, or Kunkujang Friends penalized this time around. Ibrahima Kamara very busy on his technical area, continuously giving instructions. Ibrahima Kamara, of course, is the head coach for Sibanor. Modu Jan is the head coach for Kunkujang Friends. Modu Seri for Sibanor. Spreads it wide, trying to connect to the advancing player. Can they get something? Dribble pass one around the edge. Strikes! And this time parted away by the goalkeeper. Another strike, another opportunity coming from Sibanor United. And Sibanor continue to search and search for the winner. Will Sibanor United be able to get that? We have to wait and see. We have to wait and see. Sibanor United recollects that ball. Player currently on the ground, back on his feet. Francis Gomez recollects that ball for Sibanor, but before that, the central referee will solely attend to the player. Kemo Kanyi, time definitely running out for both sides, and we are now into the final 10 minutes of this crucial and lively final from the Boxbar Mini Stadium. It can either go either side, Sibanor United or Kunkujang Friends, to advance and also serve as representatives of this year's West Coast Region 3rd Division, and in doing so they will definitely represent West Coast Region in the triangular of this year's competition.
Yes, a goal must be scored in this final 8 minutes here. Otherwise, if the 90 minutes have failed to separate these two sides, I'm seeing this particular game heading to a replay. But it is never over because 8 minutes, it's a lot of time in football. So any of the sides here have the ability to, or have the capabilities to, either of the sides that have the capability to score the second goal into this particular game, because we have seen the way they are playing, especially Sibanor coming into the second half. They came newly into the game, so their second half performance is way better than the way we have seen them perform into the.
What a goal! What a goal coming from Sibanor! On Sibanor United! What a goal! What a strike! On Seninyasi with the goal!
And is the second half substitute, Seni Nyasi, who got them in front. Last year, the comeback was made against them. And this year, they have made the comeback. It's 2-1 Sibanor United.
What a moment! What an atmosphere from the Boxbar Mini Stadium. Sibanor United coming from a goal down, and currently it is 2-1. Francis Gomez, who scored the second goal, and it is 5 minutes of normal time.
It's Sibanor United 2.
What a moment! What an evening from the Boxbar Mini Stadium. What an evening for Sibanor United. Say Sidat Kujabe, what a moment for Sibanor United. From that brilliant goal from Francis Gomez. Hold on and hold on. It is now the turn of Seni Nyasi. Seni Nyasi, who came on as a substitute. Of course, Seni Nyasi came on as a substitute and scored the advantage, and currently giving the 2-1 advantage to the traveling boys of Sibanor, and of course the Boxbar Mini Stadium into raptures. And you could see those supporters coming from the faithful area of Fonyi in raptures as they celebrate the second goal from the substitute Seni Nyasi. Seemingly the trophy is heading to Sibanor, seemingly, until and unless Kunkujang Friends is able to score and possibly push this game to parity.
No, I would be bold enough to say it's game over for Kunkujang, knowing that Sibanor have been in this position earlier, like Jara alluded earlier, having come as far as this stage, and then, from a comeback they lose it, and I believe they will learn from that experience, and knowing the gaffer Ibrahim Kamara, having resigned from the zonal responsibility as the gaffer of Fonyi, he has a vision, an assignment, and that tax is, to make sure, he qualified this Sibanor team to the second division, and they are on the track. And now, like I said earlier, now, it depends, the team who is playing with a better mentality towards the 9 minutes of the game. And what a timing for Sibanor to come back from a deficit to equal the results or take the game to parity. They'll be playing with a lot of courage, a lot of confidence, a lot of character, a lot of determination, knowing that look, we unlock them in the first half of the second half, and we can go all out on hunting to add onto our tally and eventually be crowned the champions of West Coast. And they are a couple of minutes away from making that happen. And now every Fonyi faithful is believing. You can see the atmosphere around the theater of entertainment, that the Fonyi faithful knows that this is the moment. If there is a moment that they get ever closer to their ultimate dream, it couldn't have been better than this, and they couldn't blow it away because of the gaffer of Kunkujang, knowing that now he is at a disadvantage, and you can see a couple of substitutes coming in. But I know with the experience of the gaffer of Ibrahim Kamara, he is going to do anything possible to mitigate every danger coming from these Kunkujang team, who have been very amazing during the course of the 45 minutes. But eventually they got it wrong at some point when it comes to their defensive organization, when some questions were posed to them. And I made mention of Molamin Sedi, the left fullback, who is doing those surging runs, making sure he do the surging runs whenever they are taking the ball onto the opponent. And you see how they set up that goal. It was just amazing, beautiful, and Seni Osana made no mistake to tap it home. What a
it is Seni once again trying to connect at this time into the gloves of the custodian. A huge and a glorious opportunity for Sibanor United, but squandered. Sibanor United getting closer. Sibanor United getting closer and closer. It's going to be a triple substitution for Kunkujang Friends.
The goal scorer for them in the 14th minute is out. And of course, number 10, Molamin Sewar, is also out.
Triple substitution for Kunkujang Friends. And Kunkujang Friends currently trail 2-1 against Sibanor United. Of course, the fans of Fonyi are currently saying it is coming home. It is coming home, and the trophy is currently heading to Sibanor. As Kunkujang Friends trail by 2-1 against Sibanor United at the Boxbar Mini Stadium. Kunkujang Friends led in the first half. Sibanor United came from a goal down, and 4 minutes of additional time. 4 minutes.
It's Sibanor United 2.
4 minutes added on. Sibanor United 2, Kunkujang Friends 1. Sibanor United just need to hold on. They just need to hold on. On the far side is Seni Nyase. Seni Nyase, who got the second and spreads it further to his twin brother Sana Nyase. And Sana, who has been deployed on the right side of the defense. And Seni came on as a substitute. Got the second goal. Very busy technical area for Gaffer Ibrahima Kamara. Ibrahima and his boys getting closer and closer in representing West Coast region in this year's triangular. And currently enjoying the 2-1 advantage against the boys of Kunkujang. And Kunkujang Friends got the lead in the first half, courtesy of Bakara Modrame, before Francis Gomez getting the game to parity. And substitutes Seni Nyase getting the second for Sibanor United, and Sibanor currently enjoying the 2-1 advantage at the Boxbar Mini Stadium. And this is all coming to you live on LSTV1 at the commentary cabin. Parliament Fati, Kemo Kanyi, Sesidat Kujabi, Buba NK Ture, Lamin Mane, of course our very own Lamin Jara. Of course it's a lively and a great evening at the theatre, Boxbar Mini Stadium to be precise. In the first period, it was Kunkujang Friends using the opportunity to waste time, and now it is the time of Sibanor United to use the opportunity for some time wasting tactic. Sidat Kujabi.
Yeah, indeed. These are moments where you needed to manage the game as much as you could, and there is no better way to manage the game than to buy out time. And these are moments wherein any team that is winning could definitely rely on the expertise of the goalkeeper to to create a venue wherein he could help the team to buy out some time, manage, to help them manage the results, and then allow the team and the technical dugout to relieve from the pressure of the game that is coming from the opponent team, and also from the opponent technical dugout, and the goalkeeper have a maximum timing of 5 minutes, by the laws of the game, whenever he goes to the ground, and the referee has no other choice but then to allow the team of medics to come in and give all the adequate medical attention needed there by the goalkeeper, and then we wait to see whether the central referee would add extra minutes into that additional minutes of 4 that have been already been raised by the 4th assistant referee. Now everybody is in the watch or in the hands of the central referee. Whatever he decides, he got it within the frameworks of the laws of the game, whether to blow or to bring an end to the game when the 4 minutes is exhausted, or if he decides to add to that 4 minutes due to the time given to the goalkeeper. That is left to the central referee to decide, and he only have that power to determine whether he's going to keep on going or he's going to hold the game to that end. But I believe Sibanor are edging ever close to the promised land, a dream that the long south for, and it's getting nearer, and everybody within the theater of entertainment is feeling it. You know, the people at Funi are believing it's finally coming home, and you can hear from the background, you know, some of the fans and spectators and sympathizers all saying it's coming home, and England keeps on saying it's coming home, but it gets far away from them. But this Sibanor power is definitely coming home, and it's just a matter of minutes or seconds for the referee to determine that.
Thank you very much, Sidat Kujabi, and the goalkeeper is back on his feet. And the custodian, Isaac Mendy. Isaac Mendy is the custodian. Sibanor United getting closer. Francis Gomez trying to go solo, spreading it wide around the area. This time into the gloves of the goalkeeper missing it. The goalkeeper missing that. And it's a corner for Sibanor United, and Sibanor United getting closer and closer from the Boxbar Mini Stadium. And some of the spectators and supporters of Sibanor are saying Sibanor United are saying bye-bye to the third division this season. Will that be something to go by? Anyway, we have to wait. It is getting closer. Sibanor United. Seni Nyasi floats that ball. This time it's another solid defensive work on Sibanor United. It is all about Sibanor United are the champions. And of course they are the champions of West Coast Region.
Our champions 2025 of the West Coast Football Association third division. It has finished at the box bar. Copenhagen Friends 1, Sibanor United 2.
It is all over at the Boxbar Mini Stadium in Brikama. Of course, it is all over. And Sibanor United are, of course, the West Coast Region 3rd Division Championship, or champions of the West Coast Region 3rd Division Championship, after coming from a goal down to defeat Kunkujang Friends 2-1 at the Boxbar Mini Stadium in Brikama. Sorry, I almost lost my voice. I am going to now hand the baton, of course, to Sally, who will solely take us through as far as the interviews are concerned. But already, the stage is all set, and it is all set for the coronation. Sibanor United, the champions of West Coast Region, and of course, they will be representing West Coast Region in this year's triangular. West Coast Region is going to be represented by Sibanor United, and the ground is already set, and it is all set for the coronation. Salu Jallo, if you are set, we will definitely hand the mic.
Absolutely set. What is it again if not the 21st of June 2025? Ladies and gentlemen, they have toiled and moiled for this. They have been fighting tooth and nail Well, they consider a goal that they can remember in Sibanor, but then they keep on believing, going into the locker room. What did the coach say to the players? We don't know. We will surely take you through. Sibanor United have, of course, crossed the hurdle to the next stage of the second division. Well, with me is the ever-reliable coach, who also, in the quest of reaching the dreamland, is lodging some of his players with him. It's like he's staying with some of his players. But coach, an emotional moment for you. When the final whistle was blown, I saw you thanking the Almighty Allah.
Yes, Ali, it's a very emotional moment for me. You know, challenges we have last year, coming back and fighting again, going to the final and winning the final is definitely amazing. It has been a very, very tough journey, and Alhamdulillah, it happens.
Coach, take us through the journey.
Yeah, the journey was not easy because the first round we struggled and we lost so many points. But in the second round, we make a lot of improvement with our fitness and a lot of things. So, you know, here we are, that we got our season target above what we got last year, and that's our target. Alhamdulillah, we got that one.
I've been speaking to you since day one in this journey, and you are very much optimistic. But coming into this game, you conceded first, and then you restored parity in the second half, and then cut you off one of your most reliable players, that is Francis Gomez, and then Senenyasi, your substitute, came in to salvage the victory for you. But then going into the locker room, continuing by a goal to nil, what was the message to the players?
Yeah, I was really mad at the locker room. I was definitely very, very angry because the players know it, because what we've trained, they were not doing it, and we conceded the goal, but we could have scored more goals if we played how we played. I told them the essence of me going and analyzing, let's say, watch opponents play and analyze to you, tell you how to play. You should be playing that way and nothing else. If you had played that way in the first half, we would have run riot. I can tell you for that.
Coach, were they not adhering to the game plan in the first half?
100% they were not. They were not, because I told them Kunkujan plays with a 4-4-2 formation, but they have only two forwarders up front. So let's play with our wing backs. We're going to exploit those ways, and we get them through into the box. We're going to score a lot of goals, and that's what they were not doing. They were trying to play directly to the front players, that is from defense line to attack, which was not working well, and that was not the instruction. That's what made me angry in the locker room. I was mad, but second half, they adhere to the instructions and we get it right.
Well, you get it right. Francis' level matters. And Senenyasi came in and of course scored the winning. Sene coming in, what did you say to him?
Yeah, we were not panic in any way because we knew what we have in store. Playing Francis in the middle as the number 10. He should be carrying the ball in between the middle, because we realized that we have been playing sideways. They're getting open up, the central defenders are open. So we said, Francis, any ball you got, just make sure you run in the middle. So we're going to open up the defense line. And that's what happened, and we got the goal.
You got the goal, and then you celebrated. But don't you think the 2-1 scoreline was too little for Fonyi?
Yeah, it is too little, because we could have scored more goals. We can see the opportunity we got. But thank God that we scored at least half of our opportunities. Yes.
What does this victory mean to Sibanor United?
This is a very, very big victory for Sibanor United. It means a lot because it's a team that has was established 2019 and 6 years now I'm counting. Here we are going for a playoff for the second division. It's an amazing journey, and it's very, very, it's a joyful moment for people in Fonyi. It's going to develop our football, and a lot of things will happen along the way, definitely.
Coach, looking at your background as a coach and as a player before you left the stage early, and then you started, investing in football, community football, casual football. You even managed to stay with other players, the likes of Francis was given to you. Idrissa is far away somewhere that we cannot mention on air, but then he's also playing trade somewhere else. But then along the route to this day, you have achieved a lot. But then how was the journey like, starting after leaving the stage as a player and then trying to regroup yourself with Samba Keita to form Sibanor United in 2019?
Yeah, it is an ambition I have, because you know what, look, going to the Nawetans at Fonyi level and seeing a lot of kids playing, all we say is this kid is a very good player. And what do you do for this kid? How do you nurture him? How do you expose him to play and to go to the next level? And that's why I said, look, I would stop football and go into coaching. I have an ambition to develop footballers, to develop players, young kids. That's what I want. That's what I want to do, and that's what I'm doing, and that's what we'll continue doing.
Coach, the audience, the viewers want to know your connection between you and Francis Gomez.
Yeah, my connection with Francis is amazing. We are definitely a family.
Where it all started?
Yeah, it started at a very, very young age when he is going to school. You know, the parents entrusted him to me when you know, he is at my home going to school, and equally, you know, a lot of things. He's a Christian, I'm a Muslim, but that doesn't matter. You know, always on Sundays I will teach him, look, you should be going to church. You know, those are things that I have with them. And the parents are, you know, are very amazing. They supported me, they like me, they see me as part of their family, and they entrusted Francis to me. Alhamdulillah, everything is going to be history.
Look at that trophy. And that trophy already painted a big smile on your face. It's going to be a trophy parade now.
That's amazing for us. Last year, Sally, we were here and we were runners up. I said this year we must take this trophy. That's how the standard is. You know, you go a step closer, each target you go in. So Alhamdulillah, we achieved our first target. The next target is going to be the playoff.
When they scored you, were you sitting on an egg?
Come on, no. I was never panicked. To be very honest. Because I knew today is going to be our day.
Congrats, coach.
Thank you very much, bro. Playoffs, my preparation to the playoff.
Yeah, exactly. Your preparation to the playoff, because when you defeated Gambinos, the next day you went to the training ground.
This is it. So all I will do is we're going to have only 2 days off, and we're going back for the preparation to the second division playoff.
Thank you, coach.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That was Coach Ibrahima.
Yes,
Our ceremony, and on the podium, we want to have the chief guest of honor, the chairman of...
Thank you very much, Saliu Jallow and co. After that incredible post-match interview with the head coach, Ibrahima Kamara of Sibanor United, of course. Tell us, who are you first?
Anyway, I am Modou Diagne, the head coach of Kunkujang Friends United.
Kunkujang Friends, of course, got beaten by Sibanor United in the final of the West Coast region. First, your reactions?
Anyway, the defeat is never easy, and then but I would say Alhamdulillah, because we are meant to lose today. We came, we played, we scored, but unfortunately, it is just not destined for us to go home with the victory.
Coach, you made a pronouncement that what really happened in 2019 is going to be the same thing that will happen at the Boxbar Mini Stadium. Unfortunately for you, that never happened. What went wrong for Kunkujang Friends?
Yes, I made this promise because I believe in myself and I believe in my boys. But then, unfortunately, God decided we are not going to be victorious. We came. If you look at the first half, we played, we dominate, and then we score goal. But in the second half, the level of fitness of my boys went down simply because we are not used to playing into the turf. We normally play all our games on the ground. We train on the ground. So the whole season, this is the second time, this is the third time we are playing on turf. And then my boys are not used to it. So that's the reason why the level of fitness went down, and then we conceded those 2 goals.
When you led in the first period, what was the communication in the locker room at halftime?
Yeah, at halftime the communication was simple. In the second half, the first 20 or 25 minutes, we are going out, we are going to play with them. And in the last 20 minutes, we defend our goal and then we go home.
What really happened to your defense line? Because the way and manner you conceded those goals, somebody might attribute it to some defensive lapses. Defensively, what went wrong?
On my own observation, I will not say there was any lapses on the defense line. The defenders, they did what they're supposed to do. But then the goal should come, and that was the reason why they scored. But there were no different defensive lapses because they defend very, very well. But unfortunately, they could not stop the 2 goals. And then that's it.
And now you lost it. Probably the answer might be we will now head back to the drawing board. What is going to be the objective and ambition of Kunkujang Friends in the next season?
Okay, the objective and the ambition will be the same as this year. We are going to prepare again, regroup ourselves, and then prepare next year very, very well to make sure that we will qualify back into the final, win the final, and then head into the playoff.
If there is anything to celebrate this season, of course you went as far as the final. If you have anything to celebrate, what is going to be the thing that you should celebrate this season?
Yeah, we have a lot of things to celebrate because we achieved something that the team never achieved after 7 years. Because if you can see, this is the first time the team is reaching into the finals. Since 2019 up to now, this is the first time we are reaching the semi-finals, this is the first time we are reaching the finals. So we achieved a lot of things. We just wanted to clean the trophy, go to the playoff play, and then be into the second division. But unfortunately, this is the end of the journey. And we are just saying Alhamdulillah, and I am very, very grateful to my technical staff, grateful to the boys, grateful to the fans for their wonderful efforts that they have been doing since the beginning of the season. I am really, really glad for them. Honestly.
Thank you very much for speaking to us. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you very much. That's the head coach Modu of Kunkujang Friends after his side's defeat to Sibanor United, and we will definitely now hand every proceeding to Lamin Jara and Co for the presentation.
There is going to be a presentation shortly from the Brikama Area Council to the West Coast Region Ball Association. At the podium, we need the chairman, the Area Council, Honorable Yankuba Dabo, the fourth VP of the Gambia Football Federation, Senabu Cham, Mustafa Jallo, the president of the KM Football Association, Ibrahim Sise, the president, North Bank Region Football Association, and there is a check presentation to the West Coast Region Football Association, the Brikama Area Council. A whopping amount of $300,000. Let's see. A check of $300,000 from the Brikama Area Council is being handed over to the president of the WCRFA, Mr. Bakari Bojang. Thank you. And now, there is an award of certificate. There is an award to the chairman of Brikama Area Council as an award for an exemplary leader. That's brilliant. He lives by example. On the podium, the chairman of the Brikama Area Council, Honorable Yankuba Dabo, the fourth VP of the GFF, Senabu Cham, Mustafa Jallo, the president of the KM RFA, Ansumana Sane, the president of the LRR Football Association, Ibrahim Sise, the NBL RFA president, and the general secretary, Lamin Jase. Now, the award of certificate. Now the certificate for the year. Yes, now the award of certificate to the West One media, and it should be in bulk. Yusa Job. Okay, Yusa Job, you can go and receive that. And Mr. Babukar Kamara will award that, and Yusa Job will march on to take the medics. We call on the Secretary General of the GF, Mr. Lamin Jase, to award the certificates to the medics. Salif Sane is now the chief guest of honor, the chairman, Brikama Area Council, Honorable Yankuba Dalo, will hand over these certificates to the executive committee of the RFA, and President Mr. Bakari Bojang will receive that from Chairman as they stand side by side. Just one more time, a check of a $300,000 was or is handed over to the next, the appeals committee. We call on Jara Sani, Miss Jara Sani, to receive these certificates and Sakoma, yes, for the appeals committee. No, he is going to receive it on their behalf. That's what I'm saying. He's telling me, and the fourth VP of the GFF, Miss Senabu Cham, is going to hand over those certificates to the appeals committee. But of course, Mr. Kamara will receive it on their behalf. Mr. Ahadi Fati will receive the certificates on behalf of the Referees Association. They have been incredible themselves from the 18th of January right to the 24th of June. Magnificent. The appeals committee and the certificates have been received. Now the Referees Association, Mr. Alhaji Fati, on the podium, Mr. Mustafa Jal, the president of the KM Football Association, is going to hand over those certificates to Mr. Fati, and there they go as on the podium, and now Mr. Fati is going down. Now the organizing committee now Adi Maimuna Kante will receive this on behalf of the organizing committee and the president of the LRR FA, Mr. Anshuman Atsane, who is going to hand over these certificates. Mr. Sane, of course, one more time, you are welcome to the Boxbar Mini Stadium. Your gloves are on. Now we call on Mr. Ibrahim Assise to hand over the part of the certificates to the organizing committee and the executive committee. Now we have the certificates for the executive committee. The president of the Football Association, Mr. Bakari Bojan, is going to receive that from the chairman himself, Mr. Yankuba Dabo. And that is going on at the podium, right now. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and congratulations, President Bojan. Your executive, 2025 will go down in history as one of the best in West Coast for all the right reasons. At the 96th year between Kuku Friends and Sibanor United have manifested that. And now for the award ceremony proper. And now is the referees who are the first who will be marching on to receive their medals. Wow! I can see a check of $100,000 and a check of $80,000 to be splashed out later. Now the Secretary General of the Gambia Football Federation, Mr. Lamin Jase, will be given the singular honor to put the medals around the necks of these referees who have a very good game. A panel of it has been a very good game. Landing LM Jaju was the man in the middle. And of course, Ibrahim Akem Sane was the first assistant. Roland Paul was the second. Ali Kamara was the fourth officer who had an amazing game. So as everybody this, and they are taking some photos. And now, the runner of 2025. Kukuja friends, they are so close, yet very far. And they will be receiving their runners-up and silver medals from the chairman, chief guest of honor, Mr. Honor Yakuba Dabo. And they have been so brilliant, led by the youngest manager of the division, Modu Jan. They came so very close with everybody this year. In 2019, they beat Sibanor and came to the division. And today, in 2025, they were so close to beating them again and go to the playoffs. But their day will come. But for today, they will settle for second prize. Remember, they came here and beat Misira. And of course, they beat all the big points of the league. We said it over and over. They conceded only 4 goals coming into this final. And today, they were undone by 2 second half brilliance from Francis Gomez and of course Sandy Nyase, the young manager. I call him the youngest and the baddest. What a coach he is, Modu Jan. With his technical staff, they are all very young. And of course, they are all very intelligent and they all look very smart. They came in and gave it a go. Beat Sibanor on my day 1. And today, the final game of the season, they led for the best part of 60 minutes or so. Whatever happens, they should be very proud of themselves. At the beginning of the season, nobody gave them a chance, but they kept it. They had belief. They had determination, character, and the people tried all the way from Kukujang and beyond to see them go one step better. But of course, on the day, it was always going to be one, and that was Sibanor United 2025. But like I said, whatever happens, well done, Kukujang friends. Still, they are receiving their silver medals. They have never been here before, and now they are there. Whatever the case, they can go home and say, we were there and we were so close. And nobody, I mean nobody, can take that away from them. And now, it's that moment, the crowning moment. Let us up some 12 months ago. It was Palasar who made the comeback in 2024 against Sibanor. 12 months later, it is Sibanor who have made the comeback. They were a goal up at halftime 12 months ago. Today they were a goal down at halftime. Of course, in the 95th minute on that day, 12 months ago, they were leading. The chairman himself, the President, Mr. Bakari Bojan, will give out the gold medals. Ladies and gentlemen, I welcome the champions 2025, Sibanor United, on the podium, led by Ibrahim Kamara. Fita Dekwali, the Messiah of the people. And of course, everybody in front, you call him coach. Even at the checkpoints, all the police officers. Salute. Yes, Shara. Yes, Fita Ibrahim Kamara. 3 times as an away team in the final. 3 times a winner. Fantastic.
Made in Sibanor and made in Foyi Bintang Karamnai. I don't know what the Jolas have decided like. It was more of like Foyi Bintang and then Karanai. And when President Samba Keita and of course Ibrahim Kamara came on the round table and put food on the table to the faithfuls of Foyi Bintang, and it was like, let's marry to Foyi Bintang Karanai now. And here today, they have reached one step into the dreamland. Well, I have spoke to him earlier on. He's very optimistic. And he was like, we have to name Box Bar as Foyi Box Bar.
Last year, they left the back bar with tears running cheap. And this year, they will be going home with full of smiles.
2024 to forget and 2025 to remember.
That is how quickly this can change. Isaac is yet another winner.
Idrissa is somewhere. Idrissa is somewhere hiding.
Well, you talk about the Sibanor United team. The goalkeeper Isaac.
Absolutely.
He was in that final.
Indeed.
In the zonals.
Yes.
Of course, in the Super Cup he was in that final.
Absolutely.
For Fonyi in the peace tournament, he was in the final. And today he is in the final.
Absolutely.
Fantastic resume.
And he's a champion night. The streets of Foyi Bintang Kranai. The streets of Sibanor will surely tell their grandchildren that we were there at the theater of entertainment and we entertained Kukuja friends.
And everybody in LPU, Sibanor is a winner.
Absolutely.
And look at the selfies as well.
Well, this one will be captured and remembered.
Salut Mares is a gold medal winner. Sevignase. He scored a pelter.
Absolutely.
And the man who got them running, Francis,
and
is yet another winner with his brownish hair.
Seni and Sana is also related to the Senis and the Sanas before.
Right. We were in Ture. You've seen it all. It has happened right in front of us.
Emotional Ture is an emotional Boba. Boba, how are you comparing this one now? How are you putting this under the table? You've been defeated.
What do you mean I'm defeated?
Well, Boba is part of the mouthpieces of Kukuyan Friends. But, heads up Kukuyan Friends. They're for Tutanel, the only team that traveled to Sibanor and taught Sibanor United a better lesson.
Yes, thank you very much. I think it's a well-deserved victory for Sibanor United.
Look at the trophy, Boba.
Yeah, we are here last year.
And look at the chairman himself.
Absolutely, Yankuba Dahbo.
And look at Bakari Bojan of all people.
The number 1 of US Coast.
And look at the captain. Look at Mr. Samba Keita. You look at Ibrahim and you look at Francis Gomez. You look at Abdullah Tamba and Amadou Tamba. They all place.
Yes, I think it's a well-deserved victory for Sibanor United and Kukujan Friends for more than 6 years. They are battling hard in the US Coast Third Division. They thought that this year is their year. This is their maiden final. I think it's a good one. It's not a bad result. Sibanor, they are here last year and they failed to make it to the 7th division. And I hope this time they will make it to the 7th division. Congratulations to Ibrahim Kamara.
Probably, and it is a probability that Fonyi will have a representative in the 2nd division.
And now, every player is part of the President Trophy. Champions 2020 United. They've come in and now they have joined top scorers in this entire season. You know, the 2 goals they scored today made them join top scorers in the division 19 with Caminos.
Where they made in heaven, the 2 goals, where they made in heaven. It seems to me you're supporting Sibanor, but just hold on. We will party all night. It's a trophy party.
over to you. DJ is over to you. DJ is over to you.